Across generations of comic book fans, one debate has never faded. It has survived countless reboots, shifting power scales, cinematic universes, and endless online arguments. Thor vs. Superman is not just a crossover fantasy or a popularity contest. It is the ultimate test of power itself. One represents ancient mythology reborn as cosmic truth, a god whose strength was forged in war long before humanity learned to write history. The other represents science fiction elevated into a symbol of hope, a being of limitless potential shaped by human values. Thor is defined by prophecy, divine authority, and centuries of battle. Superman is defined by compassion, restraint, and the energy of a living star. When these two icons collide, the question is not simply who hits harder or who flies faster. The real question is what kind of power truly dominates reality when all rules disappear. Divine magic forged by gods, or solar-fueled strength that borders on infinity? To answer that, we must look beyond raw feats and examine how they fight, endure, and escalate when neither is holding back. Thor, the god forged by war, magic, and cosmic destiny. Thor Odinson is not a hero who discovered power later in life. He was born into it. As the son of Odin, the All-Father, Thor was raised in Asgard, a realm where gods wage wars that reshape worlds and decide the fate of entire realms. For centuries, Thor has battled frost giants, dark elves, demons, celestials, god-killers, and entities far beyond mortal understanding. His strength is not conditional. It does not depend on environment, preparation, or external energy sources. Thor is powerful because he is a god. His control over thunder and storms is not elemental science or physics. It is divine magic bound directly to his soul and will. Weapons like Mjolnir and Stormbreaker are not the source of Thor's power but extensions of it. They amplify God Force energy, ancient enchantments, and Thor's own divine intent. Through them, Thor manipulates dimensions, summons the Bifrost, and harms beings immune to conventional force. He has endured planet-destroying impacts, cosmic energy blasts, reality-altering forces, and prolonged battles against universe-level threats. In higher forms such as Rune King Thor, he transcends standard godhood, gaining knowledge of universal runes and influence over existence itself. Cosmic King Thor goes even further, merging Odin force with his own power and placing him closer to a cosmic ruler than a mere battlefield warrior. What truly makes Thor dangerous is his mindset. He does not hesitate when war begins. He does not restrain himself when facing extinction-level threats. Thor escalates immediately, fights brutally, and adapts through experience earned across lifetimes of conflict. Against opponents who rely on restraint or hesitation, his willingness to unleash overwhelming divine force becomes a decisive advantage. Superman, the living battery of stellar power. Superman, born Kal-El of Krypton, is often described as the most powerful superhero ever created, and that reputation is well earned. Under a yellow sun, his body absorbs and converts stellar radiation into near-limitless strength, speed, and durability. He can move faster than light, lift incomprehensible mass, survive forces that erase civilizations, and strike with impossible precision. Unlike Thor, Superman does not wield magic, divine artifacts, or enchanted weapons. His power comes from biology pushed to its absolute extreme. Superman's greatest strength is consistency. When fully charged, his power output is immense, stable, and continuously scalable. Sun-dipped versions of Superman demonstrate exponential growth, where his limits expand the longer he remains empowered. Superman Prime 1 million represents a future in which centuries of solar absorption elevate him beyond conventional physical law. Strange Visitor Superman shows abilities that transcend space, time, and standard physics entirely. In raw speed, Superman clearly surpasses Thor. His reaction time allows him to perceive events before they fully occur and strike with efficiency unmatched by nearly any being. However, Superman's power is shaped by restraint. Raised as a human, he was taught to value life and to protect even his enemies. That restraint is not weakness, but it defines how he fights. When fully unleashed, Superman becomes terrifying, but that state is rare. Magic remains his most consistent vulnerability. While magical attacks are not instantly fatal to him, they bypass his natural invulnerability, forcing him to endure damage rather than ignore it. Power comparison, strength, speed, magic, and combat logic. As the battle progresses, the contrast between them becomes clearer. Superman's strength and speed are at their peak when he controls range, timing, and tempo, striking quickly and disengaging before damage accumulates. Thor, by contrast, thrives in prolonged chaos. His power does not diminish as the fight drags on. Instead, it escalates. The longer the conflict lasts, the more Thor reshapes the battlefield into his domain, filling space with lightning, shockwaves, divine storms, and God-force energy that cannot be outrun forever. Superman's tactical intelligence allows him to adapt rapidly, but adaptation has limits when facing constant magical pressure. Thor's attacks do not require perfect accuracy to be effective. Even near misses unleash destructive force capable of staggering Superman and disrupting his momentum. Gradually, this forces Superman into closer engagement, where reaction speed matters less than endurance and resistance. Thor's experience fighting cosmic beings who bend reality gives him an edge in unpredictable combat scenarios. He has faced opponents stronger, faster, and more abstract than himself and still prevailed by overwhelming them through sustained divine power. At this stage, the battle is no longer about isolated feats. It becomes a test of which form of power remains functional when control is lost. And within that storm-filled battlefield, Thor's magic-driven dominance becomes increasingly difficult for Superman to counter. Final verdict: who is more powerful? This conclusion does not diminish Superman's legacy in any way. Superman remains one of the most powerful and inspirational characters ever imagined, capable of ending battles before they truly begin when speed, precision, and restraint dominate the fight. His restraint is a choice, not a limitation. However, in a battle where restraint is removed, where morality no longer limits force, and where survival demands escalation, the nature of power changes. Thor is built for war without limits. His power does not fade with time, environment, or hesitation. Divine magic, God-force energy, and centuries of battlefield experience allow him to keep fighting even as reality begins to break. As the battle drags on, Superman's advantages slowly erode. Speed matters less when the battlefield is consumed by endless storms. Strength matters less when magic bypasses durability. What ultimately decides the outcome is endurance under divine pressure. Thor does not need to be faster. He only needs to keep fighting. And when the final blow lands, it is not just strength that wins, but the kind of power that remains effective when everything else fails. In that final moment, thunder does not fade, the storm does not weaken, and the God of Thunder stands victorious. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.